Hello traders, yo, welcome back to Simply Forex. Trader Tom here. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome. Before we talk anything to do with trading today, it's very important to point out that England are in the semi-final of the European Championships. So if everyone could say, if you're not a football fan, or even if you are and your country is out, if you could all say a little prayer for England at around 11 p.m. my time tonight. Well, probably an hour and a half later than that. So there you go, guys. England in the semi-finals of the European Championships. Who would have thunk it? Excited about that, guys. We'll be watching that. We'll be a little bit sleepy in the morning, I must admit. So if in the morning vid, if I'm a little bit like this, you know why. All right, guys. So wanted to mention that first of all. Also, I am all yours for the next 40 minutes. So don't be shy. Come say hello and ask as many questions as you like, guys. Anything to do with trading, ask whatever you like. Ask some questions. Your questions are my fuel for the next 40 minutes. We're also going to take a quick look at the news because I just wanted to have a quick look at this New Zealand dollar reaction to the news earlier on. And I'm going to show you, well, I'm in two trades. One I took today and the gold trade I've been in for a couple of days now. All right, so we're going to look at my trades as well. And we're going to take all of your questions. So that is the plan of attack. If the plan sounds good, then consider me Hannibal. Is it Hannibal? The one out the A team? You had Hannibal, Face, BA, Murdoch. Anyway, I'm showing my age there. People are probably thinking, what the hell is the A team? Right, Tinku Torsu. I like your name. It's very rhythmic. Hello, Tom and Simply Forex. Hello, Tinku. Father Sunglasses. Good afternoon. Brett, how are you, mate? Let's hope Spain, England in the final. Yes, let's hope so. Although Spain were very bloody good last night. I think if England come up against Spain, we could be in for a bit of a spanking. But England, Holland, I think we've got a good chance, guys. So hello, guys. Let's just start with, because we had big news earlier on, right? So we were discussing this in the VIP Trading Academy, and as you can see, right, the New Zealand interest rate decision, from the Royal Bank of New Zealand, big important, piece of news data, was as expected, right? So everyone's like, if it's as expected, why does, let's look at any New Zealand pair. Let's look at, I don't know, Euro New Zealand. Why is, if we go to the H1, why do we get a reaction like this? So news was as expected. And look at the weakness in the New Zealand dollar, right? So it would have been an excellent news straddle, by the way. I just wasn't awake. But that's the news for you guys, right? It could blast off in this direction. It could blast off in this direction. What's also very important when an interest rate decision is released is this, right? The rate statement. So this is basically the Royal Bank of New Zealand talking about, their economic outlook, how they arrived at the interest rate decision, future projections. So it's not really this figure that's driving that New Zealand dollar weakness. It's this, rate statement that's driven that weakness. So it must have been quite dovish for the New Zealand dollar, just to use, the hawkish or dovish terminology. But so there you go. New Zealand dollar super weak. That would have been a lovely news straddle. Put your buy here, your sell here, right? Wait for one of them to get hit. Your buy trade gets hit. We would have been in the money, right? But it was on at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? So not awake. Dribbling and snoring in bed at that point and dreaming of Gal Gadot and England winning the European Championship. These are the things I dream about. Okay, right, let me also, so we've got some questions coming in already. So one from Father Sunglasses, we'll take a look at that. For Pello, how are you, mate? Hamed, haven't seen your name for a while. How are you? New Zealand dollar can do one. I'm not bitter, honest. No, if you're on the wrong side of this New Zealand dollar data, yeah, you know, it's gonna take out a stop loss or two. Right, let's show you the trades I'm in. So I'm going to show you a trade that I took today, right? And this is Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. You know, day chart is in an uptrend, right? Yeah, it was in a range, rangy. Started to make higher lows, right? Bit of a, you know, a bit of a clue that price could break. And then once we got this big bullish green candle, we have been looking for buys ever since, right? The following day, I don't want to buy that candle, but yesterday we got this candle and I can buy that candle. We're in an uptrend and it's bullish, right? And if you just look at the chart, guys, I mean, there's loads of free air, really, right? I mean, if you look at let's look at the weekly chart, right? There is some serious free air here, right? Potentially up to here, right? But, you know, I don't expect price to, you know, get there in a day, right? If it did, you'd have one of the world's best trades. But yeah, you know, we've got lots of free air for that to move into. If we drop down to the H1 now, excuse me, you know, we had a break. I was talking about this box of indecision in here, right? We had this box of indecision. And also to combine with that, we had H1 structure, right? If you follow H1 structure, then bang, right? This candle right here has broken this high and all these highs, okay? Not this high, right? But it's broken all of these other highs and we're clearly in a H1 uptrend. So it's still looking good, right? I've actually entered here, all right, and put my stop below here, all right, and I'm looking to take price higher. Also, I'm seeing a trend line. Yeah, you know, there's definitely a trend line through here. And like with a support and resistance level, all I'm trying to do is touch as many candles as I can, right? Exactly how we plot a horizontal support and resistance level. All right, so, you know, it's still looking good, right? If it starts breaking potentially this low or, you know, potentially that low, then, you know, we're alarm bells are ringing, right? The trade's not doing what we want it to do. And if we look at the H4, yeah, it's still looking good, right? So for me, I still like the fact that we're hugging this moving average 20, right? So we know that is dynamic support. Yeah, we're in this uptrend and now it's just been sideways, but we're still in an uptrend, okay? And also before we got that H1 break up here, look at that candle. Right, so there's lots of things telling us that this buy trade is you know, still looking good and we can take it higher. You know, I would like for this H4 candle to finish with a wick like this. This would also be encouraging. All right, so we're in Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, guys, and like all of my trade ideas, yeah, we put this in the VIP Trading Academy. Yeah, so this is the VIP Trading Academy, guys. As you can see, here is my Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar buy trade. All right. I give you entries, stop loss, take profit. So if you're interested in joining this, guys, yeah, you get all of my trade signals, you get numerous tutorials, you get access to me directly. So come join our VIP Trading Academy and just come join our free Discord in general, right? So there you go, guys. Let's get rid of that now. So there we go. And then gold. Gold was the other trade we were looking at. You are gold. I know. Wonderful singing voice. Again, the day chart, right? We're clearly in an uptrend. Yeah, you do not need to be Warren Buffett. We was hitting that trend line, but ever since then, this is where we're at, right? We're in an uptrend, higher lows, higher highs, uptrend. And then, you know, so this is important to point out, guys, right? I'm an intraday trader, okay? If I see a candle like this, yeah, which was Monday's candle, right? On Tuesday, I don't want to trade, right? I don't want to buy into that candle. Then yesterday, when, what's yesterday? Tuesday, bear with me. Tuesday, we get a candle like this. Now, this isn't super bullish, but it's a candle I can start looking for buys. So therefore, today, I'm happy to buy gold, right? So I just have to wait a day or so and be patient, right? Wait for my criteria to be met. So this is where we're at, and I'm going to take profit at these highs and leave some profit to run. Very presumptuous. I said I am if the trade plays out. And then on the H4, guys, it was all about, well, let's look on the H1 first, actually. Because on the H1, sorry, it was all about a break of this level through here. You can see price has hit it many times, and it was actually this candle that broke that level. Okay, like I say, I was already in this trade from a couple of days ago, but I would have bought here and probably put my stop loss down here, yeah, below these lows and these lows. Right, I would have had my stop loss in here. And like I say, I'll be looking to take price, if we come out, I'll be looking to take price back up to these highs. Right, so far so good. Trade's looking, yeah, good, right? You know, there was a bit of concern with these candles, you know, but sellers gave up. Yeah, you had sellers. Buyers said, sod you, I am going up. All right, and buyers have just won that little battle there. Okay, so gold's looking good as well, guys. All right, and again, you know, I've put this trade a couple of days ago in the VIP Trading Academy. If you want my trade signals, come join the VIP Discord channel, Trading Academy. Right, we've got some questions here. Let's say hello to a few more people. Michael, how are you? We got Michael Forbes. He is #1 on the Forbes rich list. See what I did there, Michael? And we have Michael, one of our YouTube members and VIP members. How are you, Michael? Good afternoon. Right, and we got a couple of questions here. So, Father Sunglasses, and also, guys, yeah, don't be shy. Ask as many questions as you like about trading. You can also ask me questions about England and the semi-final of the European Championships. Just saying. What's the longest time you've gone without a trade? You know, taking away holidays and stuff like that, right? Sometimes, you know, even when I go on holiday, right, I might place the occasional trade, right? You know, because it's not exactly time consuming or taxing for me, right? So on holiday, so if we ignore holidays, a couple of days, as you know, if I'm trading, you know, and I'm trading every day, or looking for setups every day, probably a couple of days. Yeah, the way I trade, I'm an intraday trader, right? I will find a setup, right, most days. Yeah, if not 2 or 3 sometimes. So yeah, 2 days would be the longest without a trade, maybe 3 days. Not long at all. Whereas if you compare that with a swing trader, they might be a week without a trade. Okay. And then if I compared that to a scalper, they'll be like 2 days without a trade. Are you crazy? Yeah, they're trading, you know, every hour if they want to. So again, you know, you got to find what suits you, and intraday trading suits me. But obviously, you know, I appreciate some of you guys working 9 to 5 or whatever it may be, and you have to have that time commitment, you know, so maybe swing trading is better for some, scalping for others. Yeah, do what fits you, right? Tinku, I'm supporting England, but don't like when the fans become like hooligans, topless, bellies hanging out, smashing stuff up. No, Tinku, I could not agree more. When I see that on like the news or something, and you just see like England hooligans in a bar with chairs flying over their head and great big beer bellies, I do cringe a little bit. We don't travel well when it comes to the football, but I think we're getting better. Right, we see less and less of that every day. If in the 80s, right, hooliganism was rife. So there you go. My dad was a Millwall fan, to give you an idea. So yeah, that's why I supported Liverpool. Right, what else we're looking at? Harry, another England thing. England has such a talented squad, and I know they have the potential to beat any team in the world. I'm hoping they can show everyone what they're made of today. Amen to that, Hamid. Me too. We have been, for the want of a better word, shit, right? So far, we haven't played anyone really that good, and we've just sort of scraped through, right? So yeah, we're due a performance. And just carrying on to that. So Tinku says, what's the best strategy if you have a 9-to-5 job? And again, it depends on what your job is. So when I was probably a terrible employee, right? So I was trading while I worked. Apologies to all of my previous bosses, right? If you was wondering where the hell is Tom or why is he looking at his computer so avidly, then it wasn't work. It was probably trading, right? So it depends, if you're like like a nurse, right? And you're rushed off your feet all day, you're not going to be able to trade intraday or scalp, right? Whereas if you're, if you're got an office job and you don't have lots to do each day, maybe you can, put a screen up and you can keep an eye on it. Maybe you could trade intraday. It depends on how full on your job is, right? If it is full on, you have to really swing trade and take some bigger views of the market. Or what I did was trade outside of work hours, right, as well. So when I finished work, we could potentially trade the US Open, and things like that, or trade the Asian session before I went to work, these types of things. So there you go. Yeah, that's what I think on that. Right, let's take a look at oil. Yeah, the black gold, West Texan, yeehaw. So I quite like buys, right? But let's do a top-down approach, guys, right? Let's get rid of this old trend line. Nope, I'm about to delete something else. There we go. Right, so let's take a look at oil, guys, right? Lee James will also look at the Dow Jones as well, the US 30. So weekly chart, yeah, oil was in a downtrend, now in an uptrend. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing with oil. Higher highs. Yeah, get my H's in. Terrible pronunciation. So higher highs. Okay, so we're in an uptrend, and these candles are bullish. Not this one really, and this one is bullish, but it still has a top wick. But overall bullish, and where price is currently, we have lots of room to move back up to these last weekly highs. And that would ultimately be my, target, right? If I was a swing trader, that's the target I'd be looking for, right? Now let's drop down to the day chart, because for me, I'm going to take this out because this can mislead, right? Let's ask the question, actually. No, let's not, actually, right? This is in an uptrend, right? You can see we're getting, we had some consolidation, right? But we are in an uptrend, and this is where we're at. Okay, I was going to say, is this a low here? And it's just not, right? We're in an uptrend. We're getting higher lows, higher highs, and we're at a really interesting level right here. Why is it interesting? Because it is the moving average 20, and the moving average 20, as we know, or any regulars to my YouTube channel will know that we use the moving average 20 as dynamic support or resistance. So this is good support, right? And we're starting to see some buyers, right? This candle is not bullish, but there is a bottom wick, right? So it'll be interesting to see how this candle finishes, right? If it finishes like this, again, there are some buyers here, right? If you keep seeing bottom wicks on a candle, right? It could be like that, or it could be like this, right? Sorry about that candle. But if you start seeing bottom wicks like this or this, there are buyers, right? Just bottom wicks in general, there are buyers. So it could potentially start being an interesting level to start buying. That's what I'm seeing with oil, but none of those candles are bullish enough yet, right? So let's drop down to the H4 and see if we can find some kind of structure break. And I'm going to put this level back in now, right? Because it is a level through here. Yeah, you can see it was very good. Resistance, support, resistance. Yeah. You know, and just look at, again, just look at the candles, guys, right? Yeah, look at this buying candle coming into the market. Look at this buying candle, right? There's buyers in here. Now, you know how I trade. I do not want to trade that H4 chart, right? Even if I want to buy this pair, I'm going to say that we're like this. If I'm trading the H4, I at least want to see, you know, a build up and a break of structure. Start getting higher highs, higher lows, right? And we're not going to see that anytime soon on the H4 chart. We're just not, right? But let's look at the H1. Obviously, if we trade the H1, we're going to see that sooner, right? So just to reiterate that point, guys, you know, the lower the time frame, the quicker the structure break, right? So when I'm looking for a trade, guys, I want to see a structure break. There's no better indicator, right? I want to buy oil, right? So I want to see a break of this high, and that is a structure break. All right, so on the H1, that's going to happen quicker than the H4. And on the M15, that will happen quicker than the H1, generally speaking, right? So for me to start buying oil, a good area would be this. I mean, you can even draw that a little bit left, right? There is a level through here. Let me draw that out a bit. Okay, it was once support. Now it's become resistance, resistance. So for me to buy oil, yeah, I just want to see this happen. Bang. Yeah, we get a structure break. Start to see higher highs. Maybe this is a new high forming. Yeah, and then we get, higher lows. Maybe this is a new low forming. And then we get higher highs, right? I would be interested in buying that. And if we do get that, and let's say we get that today, right? Just imagine what the daily candle will look like, right? So if you see my gray zone, yeah, that was that H1 level. Now imagine we break that level. Today's candle, this candle, will end up looking like this, right? And potentially green. Excuse my candles. They're getting worse. I'm going to go to a drawing class, I think. This will help. This will help with the channel. But if we get a candle like this that breaks that H1 structure, imagine the daily candle. It will be a green bullish candle with a great big wick, right? Then we have our entry candle on the day chart, okay? And chances are you'll get a break and a retest anyway to enter. All right, so oil, looking to buy that, waiting for those things to happen. All right, so hope that helps Brett with oil. The black gold, plenty of it out here. Right. Let's see who else in the CJ. Afternoon, Tom. Gold seems to be leaving the building. Yes, CJ. Happy days. We're in this buy trade. That's exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted them to leave the building in the north direction. See what I did there? Right, Lee James wants to look at US dollar 30. Let's take a look at one of the indices, guys. So US dollar 30 is almost like has a mind of its own, right? Because if this is the day chart and just look at this, right, and you compare that to any other indice, right? S&P, yeah, looks nothing like it. NASDAQ looks nothing like it. The NASDAQ and S&P, very, very similar. You go to the Dow Jones, you're like, what the hell is happening, right? So Lee James, right, my thought on US dollar 30, I don't even need to look any further than this, right? And I'll explain why, right? But I do not need to look any further than this. I would not touch this with a barge pole, right? Because just look at this crap. Yeah, if you can trade that, you are a better man than me or better woman than me, right? That is just disgusting price action. Really is. Yeah, we've got top wicks, we've got bullish candles, we've got top wicks again, we've got bottom wicks. Just untradeable. What I would do would be put one big box around it, and I would say, don't touch this crap, yeah, until we leave that box, right? That is an absolute box of indecision. Yeah, buyers and sellers do not know who's going to win. And we do not want to be in a market where we don't know who's going to win. Yeah, I don't. I want to, I want a chart that says, Tom, we're buying this, we're in an uptrend, everyone else is seeing a buy trade. People are opening doors for your buy trade. They're patting you on the back as your buy trade goes up. Yeah, there's birds singing, flowers are growing, right? That's what you want to see. This is the opposite of that, right? So just a break, right? If we get a daily break to the upside, then okay, there's a bit of room back up to this 40,000 big psychological level, right? And if we break this to the downside, then there's a bit of room down to this level. I would perhaps say this 38,500 or even 39,000 in here, right? So don't trade difficult charts, right? You've got 28 currency pairs to look at. You've got numerous indices throughout the world. You've got commodities, right? So you can find a very nice chart, yeah, that everyone's pulling in the right direction. So find that chart, stay away from this crap. All right, I don't even need to go any further. Yeah, it's just terrible, terrible price action. Guys, if I could just ask everyone, if you are enjoying the analysis, I'm just smashing my mic for some reason, please come join the channel. Yeah, subscribe to the channel right now, smash that notification button. And if everyone right now could please smash the like button. While you do that, I'm going to have a quick drink of vodka in an Evian bottle. I had some very nice broccoli and 4 cheese soup earlier. Thought you should know that. Also, guys, to keep the editor happy, right? Well, it will be of interest to you guys, right? If you would like to speak to like-minded traders, right, and be part of our community, share ideas and knowledge, then come join our free Discord channel. It's free. Come join it. If you would like more than that, and you would like my trade signals, you would like numerous tutorials on how to trade, and you would like direct access to me, you can ask me questions, then please come join our VIP Trading Academy. Okay. Also, guys, if you sign up with one of our preferred brokers, you get discounts and entry into these things, right, just by depositing with one of our preferred brokers. So if you're interested in any of this, I'm sure the editor's leaving some links right now, or just go to the video description. Right, what else are we? Yeah, exactly, Lee James. Yeah, thank you. I'm befuddled by this indice, and befuddled is word of the day. Yeah, we like a good word. Exactly, it's befuddled. That's the polite way of putting it. Another way would be saying it with a word that begins with F. That is, right, befuddled. Don't trade it. Find something else, Lee, to trade, right? You know, one that is moving in, everything's moving in the same direction. Right, what else are we looking at? Scalps, how are you, Scalps? Okay, so Tinku, thanks. How best to trade with a delivery driving job? Have to make multiple drops, have phone but can't check when driving. Yes, Tinku, do not do this. Drive and place a, you know, buy gold, right? Don't do this ever. Yeah. Yeah, tricky one, mate, right? But yes, you know, try and squeeze it in. You know, it depends how much you want something, right? I immediately when I traded, I took to trading and I enjoyed it and I enjoyed the challenge, and it's been challenging me ever since, right? I've never had that of any other job. I find them boring within about a year or two, right? So it depends how much you want it. Yeah, if you want it, you'll find the time to trade and put the hours in to do it. If you don't, you won't, right? Simple as that. So yeah, you know, depends how much you want it. Make time for things you want to do. And that could be anything. It could be sewing, right? It could be, I don't know, I'm trying to think of another obscure hobby. It could be bowls. Yeah, it could be badminton, whatever you like. Right, what else are we looking at here? Alex, how are you? I'm just looking at these questions here. I'll do it. Prathish, any Japanese yen pairs? Prathish, we're not really looking at yen pairs, but we'll take a quick look. Okay. Let's have a look at a couple of yen pairs. We're not looking. Let's have a look at a couple of yen pairs. Right. Let's have a look. I don't know, the first one. Let's look at Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. Now, you know, it's in an uptrend, right? You do not need me to tell you that yen pairs are in an uptrend, right? Yen is the most weakest thing I've ever seen, right? I don't mean that disrespectfully, but the yen currency is weak, right? It's great for companies who want to export products because it's cheap for buyers, right? But companies that want to import products, with the yen being so low, it's a problem, right? Everything's more expensive. So there's always pros and cons. It's good for exporters. It's bad for importers, right? I don't know why I've gone down that fundamental route. It's because we were talking fundamentals earlier, right? But it's in an uptrend, right? But I always talk to anyone I, you know, teach or we do a webinar together or whatever it is. You have to have value, right? Don't matter what I buy or sell in the market, it has to have value. Okay, and the yen pairs don't have any value, right? If I start buying up here, right? I mean, realistically, where would you put your stop? Would you put your stop below this low, right? Would you put your stop below the moving average 20, right? There's no value here, yeah? The only time I'll become interested in yen pairs as a, you know, as generally speaking, is if we get a retrace into value. Right? Let's say the moving average 20 catches up. Let's say we get a nice bullish, you know, daily candle here, right? And this was the last high. Then we know a few things. We know we have a target to aim for, and a trend wants to get back to the highs, right? We're trading from value, right? We've got room to move into, and you could put your stop below here. The risk to reward makes sense. So there's so many benefits to a retrace, and a retrace pretty much equals value, right? And then I'll be interested in yen pairs. Until then, not interested. I don't want to buy it here, right? And that goes for any yen pair. Let's look at euro yen, right? Look how far away it is from the moving average 20. Yeah, need a retrace, then I'll buy yen pairs. Any of them, guys. Let's have a look at pound yen, right? Again, yeah, millions of miles away from the moving average 20. Need a retrace, then we'll start buying. So yen pairs, I'm just staying away. To be honest, I've been saying that for a long time, right? And I haven't traded the retrace, right? I mean, there is a retrace here, right? But that is BOJ intervention. There is a retrace here, right? But that's coming off of highs, right? None of these I'm interested in. Another reaction at the high, a reaction of the high. I'm not interested in these retraces. But since it's broke that level, right, we just haven't had a retrace. Okay, so yeah, that's my couple of pence on yen pairs. Right, what else are we looking at? Okay. Father sunglasses. What's it like this? Can you enter a buy or a sell, and just when you go 1 or 2 pips take profit? No, right? So when it's like this, can you not enter a buy or a sell, and just when you go 1 or 2 pips take profit? No, because your money management's just absolutely screwed, right? And you're going to get hit 1 or 2 pips. A lot of that's going to be spread and commission. So no, you can't do that. Okay. Poo Poppy. My interest in trading has waned. I can't get my enthusiasm back. How can you? Well, you need to understand why your enthusiasm has waned, right? Is it a string of bad results? Is it a strategy you don't believe in or you're not having success with? Is it the amount of time you're spending trading? Is it the fact that trading can be slow progress? Like even if you are profitable, sometimes you're only making 2% a month. Yeah, so you need to understand why your enthusiasm has waned, right? And then there are answers to that. Trading is always is to ask questions and look within, right? And you've got to ask yourself some questions, right? Some like get to the core of yourself questions. So don't be afraid to ask them, but you need to understand why it's waning. Right, Brett, can you take a look at cable, please? Yep, so pound US dollar. Let's take a look. Pound US dollar. So, I mean, looking at right, let's do a top-down approach. So, weekly chart, let's even drag this across. Right, so weekly chart is an uptrend. It was in a downtrend. I'm going to say this is where we're at. Okay, we're getting higher lows, higher highs, right? So we're in an uptrend on the weekly chart. And you do not get much more bullish than that candle, right? So if you just said trend and candle, you would buy pound US dollar, right? But we are at a very, we're at resistance really. Maybe it does have a little bit further to go, but we're at resistance. All of these wicks represent resistance. There are sellers sitting in here and up here, right? So weekly, I would want to buy, but I can't because we're at resistance. Let's go down to the day chart, right? And you can see that resistance, okay? So this is the weekly resistance up here. This is the daily resistance, really, okay? And it's holding at this daily resistance. But again, right, we're in a downtrend. Well, sorry, we were in a downtrend, and now we're in an uptrend, right? Higher highs. So again, I want to buy pound US dollar because the trend is telling me to do that. But do I want to buy these candles? The answer is no. You know, this is suggesting a bit of a retrace before we come higher. Yeah. So I want to buy it, but I know I can't. Yeah, because we're at resistance and we're getting bearish candles. Now, does price want to push up, right, and take it back up to that weekly high? Maybe, right? If this daily candle, you know, after Fed Powell's testimonial, you might find that we get a nice big bullish daily green candle. Then okay, I would consider buys off of the back of that, right? But right now I wouldn't, and I want to buy this chart. So yeah, it really depends on how the, you know, Powell testifying goes today and how that daily candle finishes, really, for me, guys. Yeah, you know, when I'm in that situation, I don't even need to look at the lower time frames, right? It's not going to tell me anything, really. Yeah, I mean, H4 is breaking down, right? I would say that's a thing. You know, a little bit like this. So that is breaking down. You know, if that's the last low, or even that's the last low, we have broken it, right? But the day chart is in an uptrend. All right, so yeah, pound US dollar I want to buy. Right, what else we got here? Yeah, Lee James, good advice. Poo Poppy, take some time out. If you find that you miss it, come back to trading. Yeah, I've had breaks from trading. Not necessarily because my enthusiasm has waned, but what's the right word? It become a bit all-encompassing, right? It was taking over too many aspects of my life. You know, I wasn't, you know, especially when I had a job, right? I was finishing my job, trading, you know, and I had no time for anything else. And, you know, it become a bit all-encompassing. Even when I was at work, I wasn't focused on work. I was looking at my trades. So I've had to take breaks for those reasons from trading, right? You know, or up in the middle of the night looking at a trade. You know, it's all madness, right? I mean, it's led me to a good place with my trading, but you know, and maybe you need to go through these things, yeah, to ultimately get to your end goal, right? But yeah, if you find trading a bit much, or your interest has waned, or it's starting to affect other aspects of your life, then take a break, right? Reevaluate. Yeah, good advice, Lee. Right, what else are we looking at? Okay. Okay. All right, guys. So yeah, lots of good advice there as well. Guys, if I can ask everyone to please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And everyone, please smash the like button. Yeah, it really helps support the vid. So please do that right now. Also, guys, if you would like to join our community of traders, speak to like-minded people, share ideas, then come and join our free Discord channel. If you would like more than that, and you would like my trade signals, you would like numerous tutorials that I've created, and you would like direct access to me, then please come join our VIP Trading Academy as well. And also, guys, if you sign up with one of our preferred brokers right now, you can get access to these things and discount and promotions, etc. All right, guys, so check it all out. It's all in the video description. Have a great trading day, guys, and I'll see you same time again tomorrow, 8 a.m. EST, for the live stream. All right, see you later, guys.